Hello and welcome! It's great to have you here to learn more about automating with UiPath Studio. We have previously built a workflow that processes dictionaries and one that works with lists. Now it's time to explore dictionary and list variables even further by creating a project that combines the two. Our goal in this demo is to create a collection of names for different cities. We'll do this by creating a dictionary with the key as the country and the value as the cities. All set? Let's start! As you may remember, the dictionary variables consist of a key and a single value. This time, we'll associate one key with multiple values. More precisely, we'll assign the name of a country to the key and a few city names to the values. We'll store these in a list of strings. Let's start by creating a variable and naming it cities. Now let's browse for the type and search by dictionary keyword. We'll select system.collections.generic.dictionary and set the key type to string. Something to keep in mind here is that the data type for a collection can be another collection. To set the value as list of strings, we'll click Browse for Types, search for generic.list, and select the List of Type option in the System Collections Generic category. Then set the item type to string and click OK. Now that we've created the cities variable, we'll use an assign activity to instantiate the dictionary object and assign it to cities. We'll also rename the activity as create new dictionary. Let's open the expression editor for the value field. Let's type new dictionary. The key is of the string type, and the value is a list of string. We'll close all the brackets and click OK. Please note that we can also instantiate the object and assign it to the variable by using the default field in the Variables panel. But in this case, we use an assign activity to make sure that the workflow is easy to read. Perfect! Next, we want to populate our cities dictionary variable with names of United States cities. For this, let's use a build collection activity to collect the data and rename it. We can expand the Show Advanced options and type in cities. Then indicate US between brackets inside the Output New Collection field. Now within the First Item field, let's write the name of the first item in the list. Let's type New York. As for the next items in the list, let's open the Collection Builder. In the first entry, let's type in Chicago. Then add a second entry and add Seattle, and a third entry where we add San Francisco. Then click Save. As a quick recap before moving on, our dictionary key here is US, and the value consists of a list of string which holds the 3 US city names. Great! Now let's do the same for our second country, namely the UK. To indicate the key and populate the list, we can perform the same steps as before. Let's add a build collection activity. Inside the New Collection Output field, let's type in cities, open brackets, and this time we'll indicate UK as the key. As for the first item in the list, let's type in London. And let's not forget to rename the activity while we're here. Now for the next items in our list, let's open the Collection Builder. We'll add 3 city names just as before: Manchester, Bristol, and Edinburgh. Perfect! Next, we want our robot to add one more city name to our first list. Let's say Portland to the US key, and then remove one of the values in the second list containing UK cities, for example, London. Lastly, we'll print everything to the Output panel and check if the execution performs as expected. Since our lists of cities are collections, we can use the Append Item to Collection activity. Let's add cities assigned to the US key within the Collection field to add to the US list of cities. Now, to add the items, we open the Collection Builder, type in Portland, and click Save. And we've added another item to the list collection, as simple as that. Next, to remove items from a collection, let's search for and add a Remove from Collection activity. Inside the collection field, we indicate the UK city's dictionary key, make sure that the specific item option is selected, and type in London inside the item field. To update our UK collection list, we must also type in cities with the UK dictionary key inside the output result field. At this point, we are one log message away from completing building our workflow. Let's go ahead and add it. We also rename it accordingly. Select Info as log level and open the expression editor for the message value field. To print all the collection items one after another, we'll use the string.join method. Let's set a comma followed by a space as the separator and provide the dictionary variable and the key. Now, to print the UK cities, we just add the plus operator, leave some space between the two prints, and use the same method as with the US cities. Then click OK. Let's now run the workflow. If we now check the output panel, we can see the US cities, among which we now have Portland added, and the 3 UK cities without London. Great! Here are some of the key points we learned in this demo. By selecting List as the value type, we can associate a dictionary key with multiple values. The Assign activity is commonly used to assign values to variables in UiPath Studio. The Variables panel is where you can declare and manage variables in your project. The Build Collection activity is also used to create and initialize an object, which can then be assigned to a variable. When working with dictionaries that have list values, only the dictionary needs the new keyword. For example, new dictionary of string, list of string, is the correct way of initializing the dictionary variable as opposed to new dictionary of string, new list of string. Hence, we use the new keyword strictly when we have to initialize a variable, not a type of variable. Think of tasks that require you to work with different sets of data or collections. How can you apply the knowledge and skills gained from this demo to streamline and automate your manual workflows and tasks? Thank you for watching, and until next time, happy automation!